Whoa! If you guys haven't seen Squid Game Season 2 yet, what are you waiting for? This season is so amazing. It is so, just leaves you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end. And today, we're going to help walk you through everything you need to know to watch Squid Game Season 2 so you can get the most bang for your buck. But before we get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And let me know down in the comments, have you watched Squid Game Season 2? What did you think of it? I thought it was pretty amazing. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, to start out, this season is only 7 episodes long, which is less episodes than Season 1 was. But there's a very good reason for that, and we're going to get to that a little bit later in the video. These episodes, though, are about an hour long apiece. Some of them are a little more than an hour long, so you're definitely getting your bang for your buck on each episode. They're well fleshed out. They don't feel like they're too short, but they also don't feel like they're too long. They feel like they're really good and well-paced episodes. The series starts off a little slow, and part of that is because the show starts about 3 years after Season 1 had ended. And it starts off slow. We have to get some background on what's been happening over these 3 years and how things get to where they're going to be picking up in this season. Starting about episode 3 is where it really starts to just pick up the pace, and it just drives home all the way from about episode 3 on. It's really fast paced and really awesome. Now, there are some odd character choices this season. There are some characters who I felt are pretty interesting, and are very engaging, and you buy into them. And then there are some also characters that just don't make any sense. Some of the character development decisions that they make are just odd and weird, and they don't necessarily fit well. But there are also some characters in the development and the stories that they tell for their character that are extremely engaging. They make you invest in those characters, and it makes the season just makes you want to sit on the edge of your seat wondering, is this character that I've invested in, are they going to die? Are they going to survive? You don't know. You're hoping, which I think is the point of this, is to really get you to engage in these characters, which is why I thought a couple other characters, the decisions that they made were kind of odd because it doesn't really make you invest into them one way or the other, whether you really like them or you really hate them and hope that they don't make it far. I will say there are some different perspectives this time around, some different character dynamics between certain characters. I don't want to give any of that away, but some of the dynamics between certain characters really are interesting. I think it helps you to buy into these characters and their stories, and you get emotionally involved, probably even more than you did in Season 1. They really play upon the emotions with some of these scenarios, and it makes some of the decisions that people make in the show, because of these character dynamics between these characters, even more emotional, even more gut-wrenching. And I think that the show did a really good job just stepping it up to the next level, adding that extra dimension to this season that didn't have it last season. There are definitely some interesting twists and turns this season. Obviously, I'm not going to give those away, but you're going to want to keep your eyes out for those. See if you can figure out where they're going to come. There's one that is pretty obvious that you should see. I believe it's starting in episode 3 that you should be able to notice, and kind of makes you wonder, how is this happening, or why is this happening? And then we get to the finale. Now, I will say, as fast-paced as everything was, as much plot development that was going on, I was getting to episode 6 and into episode 7, and I'm thinking to myself, man, there is a lot of story that they really have to wrap up here. And I don't know how they're going to be able to do it in 1 to 2 episodes, because there's just so many loose ends and a lot to tie up on. And as I'm getting into episode 6 and these stories aren't being tied up, and we get into episode 7, and as this episode 7's playing out, and as we're getting deeper into the episode, I'm starting to wonder, like, how is this show going to end? Like, how are we going to be able to wrap up all these story points and kind of just tie this season up into a neat bow? And then we come to find out that the end of season 2 is more like a mid-season finale, which is kind of disappointing. It's a huge cliffhanger at the end, but we find out, luckily, that season 3, which is the final season, as we find out at the end of this, is, I've heard rumors that it may be coming the end of June. So we're not going to have to wait around as long. Between season 1 and season 2, there was 3 years, and that was just a really long time to wait between seasons, but it doesn't look like we're going to have to wait that long. They do say at the end that it's coming in 2025. I've seen some rumors online saying it may be end of June 2025. So 6 months maybe, we can get the final part of this season. Even though they're calling it the final season, it's more like the second half of season 2. And we can find out how the story is going to end. It's extremely exciting. It's got me on the edge of my seat. I can't wait for this final part of this season so we can find out what happens and move forward. So again, let me know what you think. Are you excited to watch season 2 of Squid Game? I was thrilled. And I would probably give this season about a 9.0. I thought it was really good. I wish it could have gotten higher if it was a full season and not just like to the midway point. I probably definitely would have given it a higher rating than that, but it's still a solid season. It's still really good. And let me know what you guys think. Until next time, everyone, see ya.